Hi, everybody. This is Cindy Nierenberg. I'm on a journey to lose 65 pounds. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I guess I should say welcome back to me, to my YouTube channel, because I've been MIA for 2 weeks. And I just want to say thank you to all of those who reached out to see if I was okay. And I got to thinking this week about my dad, who is one of my, or was always one of my favorite people, and still is one of my favorite people, even though he's not with us anymore. He taught me a lesson one day. We were re-roofing his garage, and he just had a shingle roof. So we all went up to go help him. My dad was in his 80s at the time. And he had this old ladder, and it was just a straight ladder. So the ladder just went, like, how can I do this? The ladder just went directly up against the roof. So here's the roof. The ladder was a straight ladder from the ground all the way up to the top of the roof, right? So you had to shimmy up the ladder and then step onto the roof. I hope that makes sense. What I learned very quickly was that it's a lot easier to shimmy up the ladder than it is to come back down the ladder. Because when you come down the ladder, you can see how far you can fall, the potential for the fall, knowing it's not going to be good. So I'd watched my dad shimmy up and down that ladder multiple times. And so I called him over and I said, "Hey, Dad, can you show me the best way to get off of this ladder?" Because getting up was not a problem. Getting down, can you show me the best way? And Dad's like, "Yeah, sure." And so he proceeds to show me that all you have to do is grab the top of this ladder, swing your body out over thin air, swing your body out, turn in midair, and then land your foot on a rung of the ladder. And then you can just go on down. And I'm like, I am not swinging my body, 20 feet above ground, hoping that my foot catches on to the right rung. So I ended up sitting on the edge of the roof and, very gingerly, I was trying to wiggle my body around so that my foot would catch one of the rungs. And then I figured, okay, so as long as I had firm footing, then I could turn my body around. So my dad came over, he saw what I was doing, and he starts yelling at me. He's like, "That is not what I told you to do. That's not how I told you to do it. Put your foot on that, whatever." And I'm like, okay, first of all, you're crazy if you think I'm going to do it that way. And I said, second of all, Dad, the yelling is really helping. You know what? He had the good grace to laugh at himself too. He was like, all right. So essentially, you guys, that's what I was doing to myself last week. I was yelling at myself for not doing what I knew that I wanted to do, for not achieving my goals. And what really worked was all of you who emailed me. I got the nicest emails and texts. Really, I love you guys so much for doing that. It was so helpful. Even my next door neighbor was knocking on the window of my car door, like, "Are you okay? I'm worried about you." And that was the message of all of the texts. "Are you okay? I'm worried about you." And it gave me pause to go, am I okay? Like, yeah, I'm okay. And then I could move to the next stage. Instead of yelling at myself, right, which is what I'd been doing, which wasn't working, the next stage was going, okay, I'm okay. What happened? I can objectively step aside. Now I know everything's a copacetic. I'm all right. Nothing's going wrong here. What happened? And what happened was what was going on in my head, which was, "You're never going to get this. What is the matter with you? Why can't you do this? I guess you're just going to be fat for the rest of your life." This negative self-talk that was going on that is not going to get me anywhere. just like my dad yelling at me was not going to get me off the roof. I think that if I have negative self-talk, it's going to be motivating. I'm really going to get in gear, you know. But no, it never works. In the same way, if you had a kid who couldn't read, you would not stand over that kid and yell at them for not being able to read, right? You would be gentle and encouraging and patient with them. So that's my message for this week. I'm so glad to be back. Again, thank you, all of you who reached out for me. I just really, really appreciate it. So again, we're going to step back. We're going to, number one, assess, am I okay? Yeah, we're okay. And then we're going to say, hey, what happened? What went wrong there? And then we get to make a decision about how we want to move forward with life. It works for weight loss. It works for pretty much anything you're going through. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. I will see you next week with good news.